YouTube, what up? We have our first pick of the week for NFL Week 6. We are riding with the Jacksonville Jaguars money line. We got an even money not hosting, even though it feels like they're hosting. It's the London game. They're against the Chicago Bears. The game is being played in London. I said hosting probably because Jacksonville plays in London every year, it seems like. And it almost feels like a home game for them, even though I'm not going to consider it a total home game. So the Jaguars finally got their first win last week. They looked way better. The body language on the sidelines, everything about the team, Trevor Lawrence, the body language seemed positive. They played really well. They put up 37 points. Finally got their first win of the season. This team now has a 1-4 record. But they really should have won their first game of the year against Miami. They're not that bad. They had some bad performances after that. The Bills one was their one really bad performance. But aside from the Bills game, they've been in every other game. They're not as bad as the 1-4 record says. So finally get some positive momentum. Trevor Lawrence looks like the guy we all know he can be. Breaks his losing streak. I'm looking for them to continue that momentum this weekend and, do what they do in London and usually take care of business. Trevor Lawrence is 3-1 in London. He typically plays very well there. I remember last year they played Josh Allen and the Bills there. They were dogs in that game, and they won outright. So I expect to, I'm hoping the advantage is there for Jacksonville in the sense of Trevor Lawrence and his coach are familiar with London. They're used to this trip. Maybe they have more fans there because they're familiar with the Jaguars. We'll see. But we know they have more experience with this venue and with this trip than Caleb Williams and his coach, who are kind of, doing this for the first time. His coach was involved with some London stuff I read back in like 2014 with the Cowboys. But he's never had to do this as a head coach. That's a totally different ballgame. We'll see how prepared the Bears are for this one. We'll just have to see. He could do a great job, or maybe there's some things that he wasn't ready for. We'll just have to see how the preparation is for them, and I'm basically just hoping the Jaguars can out-prep the Bears, knowing how these trips go, being more familiar with the process, and having a track record of being doing well there, performing well there. We don't know how Caleb's going to perform there. We look at the London game last week, Vikings and Vikings Jets. It was horrible. Both quarterbacks were terrible. And it seems like a lot of these London games, the performances are bad. Maybe it's because a lot of times it's bad teams going over there, but I don't know. Maybe that's just something I feel like I notice I feel like everyone always plays bad in London. I feel like it's rare there's a great London game. Unless maybe I'm forgetting. I don't know, but that's just how I feel. And on the other side of the ball, we have Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Now, I will admit, the Bears defense is legit. It's very good. It's actually scary. It's like Jalen Johnson, their corners, they're pretty good. I will give the Bears credit. They have a really good defense. I admit it. But I'm still not sold on Caleb. Yes, he had a good game. Finally, first good game of the season, I think we could say. But it was against the Carolina Panthers. And the Carolina Panthers, if you watched that game last weekend, they couldn't generate any pressure on Caleb. I feel like any quarterback against that defense last week would have looked like prime Tom Brady. So, and I know the Jags don't have the best defense. I think their defense is pretty bad as well. But I feel like the Jags defense has to pick it up here at some point. They can't continue to be this bad. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a dumb way of thinking. But I feel like they can't be this bad. But anyways, Caleb last week, and I think it's more so the Panthers made him look great than he was just so good that he made the Panthers look bad. We'll find out, this week and more so as the season goes on. But yeah, I'm hoping to see him come back down to life here and not have guys just wide open the whole time, zero pass rush. I mean, this guy had 100 seconds in the pocket last week if he wanted it. So I'm just hoping the Jaguars have a better defensive performance than the Panthers did and actually make Caleb think a little bit, maybe feel a little bit of pressure, just challenge the guy just somewhat. But I know that could be a big ask from the Jags defense, but I don't think Caleb Williams is as good as he looked last weekend. I think it was just a perfect game, perfect scenario to make him look better than he currently is. I'm not saying he won't be really good. I have no idea. I'm still just very skeptical of him. And I'm not going to anoint him after one good game. After all his other games, I haven't been impressed with. So I'm hoping Jaguars, with their familiarity with London, Trevor Lawrence's good track record there, them finally getting some positive momentum. Trevor Lawrence putting up 37 points, looking like his, finally coming out of his shell this year and looking like the guy we know he is or could be. I'm looking for them to take care of business here and, maybe just catch the Bears off guard in London and have Caleb Williams come back down to life. I do think this is going to be a close game because the Bears have a really good defense. I'm just hoping the Jaguars can squeeze this one out. We did get it up even money. I know a lot of lines are plus money, so you could even get a better line than I did. That's the good news about this game is we don't have to worry about the VIG and laying a minus 110 or a minus 120, whatever the number is. So it is what it is. Basically, we have the same odds as the sports books on this one, or better if you're betting it later. But that's it, guys. Jaguars. Let's hope Trevor Lawrence can keep the London momentum continuing. And hopefully Caleb Williams and the coach they fucked up the prep. Hopefully they look rusty. And we'll see how it goes. Early game too. Circadian rhythms, all that shit. Everybody's gonna be fucked up. But let's just see what happens. Caleb Williams come down to life. Jaguars get 2 in a row. Jacksonville Jaguars money line 1 unit at even money. Unit is 1% of your bankroll. Bet responsibly. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. You never have to bet my plays. Just document everything publicly to see how we end on the season. That's it, boys. See you the next one. Peace.